Hi friends, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I wanted to share 3 different design ideas with you. This is the first design that I'll be sharing with you. I decided to take out the gold ink that I had put going around this part right here because it took away from the cat eye that is the base layer. So yeah, let's get started. These are all of the products that I used for this look. I used these 3 gels, a terracotta gel, an opaque white, and a clear mixing gel. And these 2 pigments from You and Me. One is more of a flaky glittery one, the other one's more of a pearly pigment powder. This cat eye gel from Rosy Hip, it is part of the Quartz collection, and it's a green with kind of like a bluey shift to it. And these 2 brushes from Peruka. To get started, I'll just be doing 1 coat of the cat eye gel, magnetizing it, and then curing it. Since we'll be doing more design over the cat eye, I left a lot of the effect across the nail instead of making like a tight little circle, just so that you could see it underneath everything else. Next, I'll be going in with this terracotta gel from Amena, and I'll be using the round 2 Peruka brush. And just getting a little bit on the brush and placing it just a little diagonally across the nail, and making sure that there are no peaks sticking like super straight up. I'll go ahead and cure that just for 30 seconds, and going in with the lighter green pearly powder, I'll be using the makeup applicator that it came with and just rubbing it in as you would a chrome powder. And since I didn't do a matte coat underneath, I'll just kind of clean up around with some alcohol on a lint-free wipe. Now going in with the green flaky-ish glitter and some gel cleanser, I'll pick some up on my brush and just kind of pat it on top of the lighter green powder. It kind of gives it like a mossy effect, and I tried to use the applicator as well, but it wasn't really sticking to it as much as I hoped it would have, so I went back in with the brush and just patted on there. And this is how we are looking so far, and I'll go ahead and put a layer of clear gel and cure it just to save this layer and move on to the next layer. Moving on, I'll be using this clear gel from Flicka. I love this gel. I use it so much. I think it's actually on sale right now at Sweeties, so I would pick some up if I were you. I should pick up some more myself. And this is Ho Ho Nails Opaque White Gel. So I'll put some of that on my palette as well. Now I'll use the Oval 3 Peruka brush because it is more narrow, and just to get a little bit more detailed work in. I'm just going to work some of that clear gel into my brush just to make sure it's all softened and flexible. And then picking up some of that clear gel first and then some of the opaque white after it, all in one scoop, just a little bit, and I'll go ahead and start to place it diagonally, and you can see how the clear gel just helps to spread and thin out that opaque gel, but you still get some more, I don't want to sound redundant, but more opaque areas, and then you can just keep thinning it out with the clear gel, and it gives a more milky effect, I guess you could say, of a stone look instead of just like harsh lines that you can get with alcohol inks. I hope that makes sense. And I'm just going to keep messing around with these 2 gels till I like how it looks, and then give it a cure once I am satisfied with this first layer. Now starting the second layer with the same idea, but I just wanted to do a little bit to give it a slightly layered look, nothing too crazy. Just like a wash and like the idea of a stone look. I guess some stones do have more of like this milky-ish pattern and not like such, how would you say? Like defined lines? I really hope that what I'm saying is making sense for you guys. I'll go ahead and cure this final layer and then move on to the top coat, cure the top coat, and then this look is done. And here is the finished look alongside the first one that I did. Moving on to the next design, this is creating texture with gel and inks on top of it. Here are all of the products that I'll be using for this look. One of the pottery gels, the same mixing clear, these 4 inks from the Favori, 3 of them are from the Raw Earth Edition 2, the one on the left is from the Flow Ore collection, and then these 2 Torta inks, and then these 2 brushes as well. And also this charcoaly glitter flake from You and Me. First, starting with the color Blanc from the first pottery collection, I'll be using Sweetie's Nuance brush and just scooping some of that up. And I'll be creating some circles. And now I'll go ahead and give that a cure. Next, going in with the 3 inks from the Raw Earth collection. I'll first start with Pebble and just kind of dot and swirl that around. I love how these have the little specks in it. It really gives it like that natural look. And I'm just going to go back and forth between the 3 colors, blending them into each other, dotting them around. And once I like how it looks, I'll just give it a few seconds to dry. Now I'll go in with the color Nay from the Flow Ore collection. Give that a good shake to get all that pigment mixed up. And I'm just going to work that diagonally across the nail just to add some different interest in there. I love how these inks just kind of like separate on their own, similar to the Raw Earth inks, but these just have like the gold tones to it. Next, I'll go in with the charcoal glitter from You and Me. And just using some gel cleanser, I'll pick that up on the brush and pat it in to the areas where the inks were placed. Now just to lock in this layer, I'll give it a clear coat and cure it, and then move on to the next layer. Now going in with the alcohol inks from Torta with some acetone, I'll first start with the brown one and just kind of dotting it over where the flow or ink was placed, just to add a little bit of depth. And I will be moving that around with a brush in the acetone, just so that there aren't too many harsh areas. Just kind of spread it and thin it around. And now I'll go in with the blue ink and just doing the same thing, just adding a little bit and then moving it around with the acetone. Then I decided to go back in with the brown ink, just to add a little bit more back. And you can do whatever you want with these inks for this part. Play around, see how you like it. And then my worst nightmare happened. I knocked over the brown ink all over my mat. It has completely stained it. I absorbed as much as I could. Hopefully they come back in stock soon so that I can get a new one, but it's all good. So I'll go ahead and clear coat that and cure it, and then top coat and cure it, and it's done. And here is that look side by side with the first one that I did. Moving on to the last design for this video, I took inspiration from an onyx marble bowl that I have with similar colors to this, and I just like how all the lines kind of go in the same direction. And these are the only products I used for it. I used these two gels, an off-white and a gray, these two Torta inks, and you can see my mat where it's stained on the left side. And then these two brushes. The one is from You and Me, and then a small angular brush from Cocoist. So first going in with the off-white color, I'm just going to work it diagonally and then adding a little bit of gray just so that there's some shadowing. And then going back in with the off-white. And then I'll go ahead and cure this layer. I'll just be keeping this first layer of gel and go right in with the inks and some acetone. And I'll be using the small angular brush to move them around, and I have a paper towel off to the side as well. And first, starting with the green ink, I will just place that diagonally going up the nail, making sure I screw the caps back on. And I like using this smaller angular brush just so that you can get a little bit more of defined lines. And you can see how easily these inks just vein out. They're very thin compared to like the Mayan B alcohol inks. Now I will go in with the brown ink, and I'll just start to create stripes essentially with these inks. I'll be going back and forth between the colors, kind of doing it like every other. And I'll leave some areas a little bit bigger and some a little bit more washed out just to give it more of like a natural look. Not too perfect. And once you like how it looks, go ahead and let it dry for a few seconds. Clear coat, cure, top coat, and cure it, and then it's done. And here's how it looks finished side by side with the first one that I did. And of course, no two nail will turn out the same, but that's the fun of it. And here are all three of the nails next to each other. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring in some way, and go play.